Good morning.
Hi, Mamie.
Morning, Mamie.
Good morning.
Thank you, Annette.
You're welcome. All right, we're live on YouTube.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
We'll begin with invocation given by Commissioner Meeks, and then the pledge by Commissioner Scott.
Heavenly Father, we come before you today for you to give us wisdom to make the best decisions we can for our residents of Marion. And I would like to say a special prayer to actually a special request about the unrest that's going on within the country. We can find some kind of solution or dialogue for us as a nation to heal. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Everyone, please stand and join me in the pledge. I pledge
Pledge
allegiance
allegiance
to the flag of the
of the
United
United
States
of America
and
and
to the republic for
for
which
which
it
it
stands,
stands,
one
one
nation, under God, indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty and justice for all.
Echo Canyon. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Chicory,
Here.
Curran,
Here.
Freeling,
Here.
Harrison,
Here.
Hugo,
Here.
Hinkleman,
Here.
Majerick,
Here.
Meeks,
Here.
Scott,
Here.
Walrath,
Present.
Yarborough,
present.
Elliott.
Here.
Mr. Chair, we have 12 present.
Thank you. Communicate our minutes from last week. Any changes to those from what was sent out last Friday by the clerk? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes last week. This is Michael Majerick.
Moved by Majerick, supported by,
I'll support Commissioner Scott.
supported by Scott. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Chicory,
Yes.
Curran,
Yes.
Freeling,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
Hugo,
Yes.
Hinkleman,
Yes.
Majerick,
Yes.
Meeks,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Walrath,
Yes.
Yarborough,
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes,
Mr. Chair, you have 12 yeas.
thank you. Any communications?
Yes, you received a resolution from Leelanau County Board of Commissioners to condemn racism in Leelanau County, received on August 22nd. An email communication from J.B. Hoyt, Lincoln Charter Township on the new repavement of Napier Avenue between River and the Colfax, received on August 23rd. 5 emails with the same communication from the email advocacy@bluestatedigital.com with different names and no addresses regarding Michiganians deserve a fair election in November and beyond, received on August 22nd through the 25th. Alcona County Board of Commissioners, 2 resolutions received on August 24th. The first one, resolution in opposition to continue COVID emergency executive orders from Lansing. The second, resolution opposing Executive Directive 2020-9 protester violence, the false narrative of American being systematic, racist, and false history, and support for local law enforcement unjustly portrayed. That's all.
Thank you. We have a bunch of board appointments.
Mr. Chair, this is Commissioner Scott.
Yes.
If appropriate, I'd like to make a motion that we approve all of the board appointments
as submitted.
The appointments coming through admin and finance.
And the chair.
And-
Um,
And you.
And then I've got some as well. I assume, John, Don, Ezra, you want to continue on with the appointments that are shown there on the bottom of the page?
That is correct. I do. Commissioner Meeks.
Okay, well,
Yes.
since it says those are appointments by the chair, John's reappointed to the Land Preservation Board through 6/30/23. Don to the Land Bank Authority through 5/22/24. Ezra to the Land Bank Authority through 5/22/24. And Ezra to the Pokagon Local Revenue Sharing Board through 7/31/23. And I'm appointing myself as the alternate to that position. And then we have 5 appointments through admin, 5 through finance. Ezra has moved that those all be approved. Is there support for that motion?
This is Commissioner Harrison. I'll support the motion.
Supported by Harrison. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Curran,
Yes.
Freeling,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
Hugo,
Yes.
Hinkleman.
Yes.
Majerick,
Yes.
Meeks,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Walrath,
Yes.
Yarborough,
Yes.
Chickering,
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, you have 12 yeas.
Thank you. We're at the point now where we will receive public comment about resolutions on the agenda. So we'll pause for a moment to see if anybody has anything they'd like us to know.
Actually, I've already reached out and we do not have any public comments regarding the resolutions.
Very good. We'll then proceed with the consent calendar as submitted. Anyone want to move for the approval of the consent calendar?
This is Commissioner Harrison. I'll move approval of the consent calendar.
Thank you. Moved by Harrison, supported by Volrath. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair, this is Commissioner
Yes.
Freeling. On Resolution B 2008089, which is our requisition list, I am abstaining from item number 45201 for Rev excavation in the amount of $10,000 and 45221 for Rev excavation in the amount of $8,500 in an abundance of a caution.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chickering here. I am going to abstain on Resolution A 200-8316, the CASA funding. My wife is president of the CASA Board of Directors.
Okay, very good. If there's nothing else, will the clerk please call the roll?
Freeling,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
Hugo,
Yes.
Hinkleman,
Yes.
Majerick,
Yes.
Meeks,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Walrath,
Yes.
Yarborough,
Yes.
Chickering,
Yes.
Curran,
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes,
Mr. Chair, you have 12 yeas.
thank you. Committee reports, finance. Madam Chair, have you anything to share?
Yes, we do. We met this morning, had a number of things that we did. Well, first things we did was open a bid. Jake Lideker was with us from Finance Department, for Security Administration Building. We have to be there so that until we want to check people as they come in, temperature and all, and it was being done by Lang Security. It was suggested that we go out for bids so that other people could have an opportunity. And there was bids were posted, in the proper manner, and we only received one, and it was from Lang Security. And what it came to was $25 an hour. That amounted to weekly $968.74, or if it was paid biweekly, as we do many of our bills, it would be $1,937.50. And this was based on 370 hours is how they came to those numbers, which is 7 hours, 45 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And we passed that. And that was going to check and see if that was all we needed to do, that it not come to the full board. Do you know, Annette?
I'm sorry, on the Lang Security one?
Just the fact, could the finance committee accept that bid and it not go not come to the full board?
Oh, yes, you can accept that bid. We chatted.
Administrators?
Yes, ma'am. Yep, you're good.
Yes, you're okay. That is correct. Finance can do that.
Thank you. Thank you. And then we had a meeting with Under Sheriff Height, Ms. Haney. I'm sorry, I don't know her title. And it was about radios have clearly communicate between the jail and the courthouse. It needed some increasing. It will be connected to the generator. Should our electricity go out, it will still work. And it was through Telerad. They did a study and all, and they would like to be able to purchase these radios immediately. And so again, we're hoping that the passing of it through the Finance Committee is sufficient. And those dollars, we believe, will come from the public safety millage dollars. Then we met with Todd Johnson, and that was about a bid that he received and had accepted to repair the roof at the courthouse and to repair a roof at the jail. There were 2 roofs responded, and this is what he was kind of uncomfortable thinking, well, with the COVID and with the this and with the that. And we said there was a company that bid. It was lower than the estimate would be for the courthouse. He had moved on with that because it needs to be done. It's not done yet, but the materials are ordered. And so we as the Finance Committee agreed that he should go ahead and accept that bid and get the work done. I'm just trying to see if there, and then we had one comment from an audience, and that was Tony Bernhardt of SOTUS, saying he'd rather see us use Berrien County employees rather than hiring a security company for the administration building security. And we accepted the minutes, and we were having some discussion about an Evinrude motor for one of our safe boats. And we've got to discuss that or find out more information before we're able to pass on that. That is my report. Do you all have any other things that I may have missed? Thank you. That's my report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any questions for finance? Does admin have something? I know you're meeting at noon today, but did you meet last Wednesday? Or Thursday afternoon, rather?
Yeah, we met Thursday, last Thursday at 12:30 after our Board of Commissioners meeting. Would you like a report on that, sir?
Please, as well as your tour of the FOC office space.
Okay, very good. First, we discussed a couple of resolutions, one of which we passed this morning. The second one is A2008-321, and that's a renewal contract with the West Michigan Guardianship. And we just requested more information on that one before we bring it to the full board. Prior to our meeting, we went over to the courthouse and looked at the friend of the court area where they are proposing some changes, and it might be best if I could illustrate it here. I'm sorry, I don't have the capability of sharing my screen. I don't know how to do it. But this will give you an idea. As you can see, there are two areas to the front of the court, and they're going to take out that middle wall to open that whole space up. And then they wanted to demolish the entrance wall and move it out to where you see proposed one. And then during our walking tour, Commissioner Meek suggested that that be pushed out parallel to the existing wall, which would push it out even farther and also eliminate that like a vestibule area before they would enter the front of the court. And we are meeting again today after this meeting, and I see the friend of the court update is on our agenda. So we'll get more information on that, and then we will share that with the whole board. One of the other things that we wanted done between then and now is have the courthouse security team look at the blueprints, the proposed changes, and sign off. Bless you.
Thank you.
Then after our meeting, Administrator Doucette took us down to Silver Beach County Park and showed us an erosion problem. And here again, I hope you can get a feel for this. What we're looking, this is an older diagram, but if you can see, you've got the road, then the sidewalk, and then you have that lookout area, and then you have the water. Well, as of today, that water is right up to the lookout area. And so Brian got a hold of Abendmark and at least wanted to get some ideas from them on what it would take to secure the shoreline. Because also, if you can see, I'll show it again, that this area here, this is Park Street, and it makes the hard right. Well, that is the City of St. Joe's easement to the lake. And because the water has eroded the beach all the way up to our sidewalk, they're concerned about the road. And so they kind of want to partner with us on this project and are willing to help out financially because they have a stake in this as well. This is still in the preliminary stages. After we have vetted this as best we can, it's going to go to the other two committees individually. So the whole board, all the commissioners, you will all see the final, whatever we come up with. But this is just in the preliminary stages, and it's really to the point to where we have to do something. And what's exposed there now, prior to the sidewalk and underneath the little lookout there is a bunch of riprap that had been dumped there previously. God knows how long ago that stuff was dumped in there. And so it'd be cleaning that up, figuring out what the best way is to slow down the erosion and then to erect either some type of a seawall near the sidewalk. That all has yet to be determined. Abendmark is going to continue to look at it. And they're also going on the assumption that that the lake will eventually recede. It'll go back where it belongs.
I hope so.
We have to do something. So you'll see a lot more on that before we come up with something that will be passed along to the other two committees, because that's going to be quite a project. And just to give you an idea, we're looking at roughly 300 feet south to north, all along that easement from St. Joe City, clear down to where the bench is, which I think is about 300 feet. And the price is anywhere from 300,000 to $1.5 million. So we've kind of got a broad scope there. And again, not sure exactly what we're going to come up with. Mark is still looking at it. Any questions on either one of those topics?
Jim,
Yeah, no?
it makes no difference to me. Is this going to be an admin project or a parks project?
Well, it's beginning in admin, then it will go to the other two committees. One obviously is the PHSC for the parks, and then it will go to finance for the financing. So all three committees will see it, but it's beginning in admin.
All right, so you don't anticipate a financial impact in parks per se, that this impact will be through finance into the general fund?
I would think so. For general fund, contingency fund, really depending on the dollar amount, whether we're talking 300,000 or $1.5 million.
I'd hear that.
And I would defer to Brian if you want to address that, would you please?
Yeah, so members of the board, the intent is, number one, to get the admin committee aware of the situation, recognizing that the erosion control project is also going to affect parks. It'll be brought to PHSC. I will also be asking the Parks Commission to take a look at what design elements they want to see improved or included in the overall bid spec. Once we have established what will be included in the bid spec, I'll be working to collect bids. And then I'll be connecting with the Finance Committee on how to pay for the project. What's really going to drive the overall cost of the project is what amenities you want to see included. Specifically, if you want to see some type of handicap accessibility included, if you want to see landscape improvements, if you want to see seat walls included in the revetment, there's 100 questions that need to be asked, and each one of those questions will impact the overall cost. It's a big range right now. At the low end, it could be a few $100,000. At the high end, it could easily be at 1.5 million. My intent is to get the various committees engaged on the topic, finalize who we want to design it, finalize what you want included, and then work to finalize the financing for it. As I told the admin committee, this is one that is not going to move real quickly because it's one that will require a variety of public input. Does that address the other questions?
Yes, thank you, Brian. It's in your good hands.
No problem.
Okay, thank you, Brian.
I have a question.
Go right ahead, Mamie.
Mamie Yarbrough, when you were talking, Commissioner Curran, you said they want to partner. Who is they? Who is that? They? Who are they?
I'm sorry you broke up. What was your question again?
When you were talking, you said they want to partner with us. Who is grammatically how you said? Who are they?
Yeah, I'm sorry. They is the city of St. Joe.
Oh, okay.
You know, they have at the south end, they have an easement, and they also have the road there that they are concerned about.
Yeah.
So they would be
Yeah.
willing to partner with us.
Okay.
Whatever resolution we come up with.
Is one more question? Is this something that pipeline money can help us with?
I would defer that to Brian. Brian?
Yeah, without a doubt, there's the potential to engage the Army Corps of Engineers on the project. It would make sense to get them into the mix. However, I'd like to have a better understanding of what the Parks Commission, PHSC, admin, and want to see actually constructed before we start that outreach to the Army Corps.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you for that. Any more questions?
Yeah, Commissioner Scott here.
Brian, I want to say one more thing. Brian Dissett. Yeah, is this familiar to you? Is this like deja vu? Brian Dissett. Right. Thank you.
Yeah, to the board, I'm very familiar with the challenges that exist at Silver Beach. It's high water, but part of the challenge is if you're going to construct a revetment to control some of the erosion, you have to construct it with the understanding that water level is going to drop, and more than likely it's going to drop fairly quickly. So it's that tricky balance of armoring the shoreline while understanding that whatever you do today, probably in 1 to 2 years, the water levels are going to drop, and you want to make sure that you're giving some thought to what material is placed there today. As I showed the admin committee last week, the riprap that's in place has done a pretty decent job of trying to shore up the sidewalk. But as you walk the area, it's readily apparent that there is exposed rebar and other debris that is on site. So it's not real attractive, and quite frankly, it's probably not the safest material. So we do have some work to do there, and I'll be working to keep the various committees engaged. This is one that it's not gonna happen real fast.
Thank you, Brian. Commissioner Scott, you have a comment, please?
Yeah, I'd just like to make a point here. I happen to know that there's just lots and lots of money available from the Army Corps through the flood mitigation account. And also their engineers would probably come from the South Haven or Grand Haven area. And I have their contact information and that I can get from Brian, which I'm sure he already has. But the thing is that a lot of what the Army Corps can do on the flood mitigation grant money that's available, they can provide a lot of the material that they already have stockpiled for situations like this. And the main objective of the flood mitigation program, and I know there's money still available, lots of it in there, is that money is earmarked more for municipalities, governmental units to protect basically, I think, what we're trying to do. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Thank you, Commissioner. As a matter of fact, when we were doing our walking tour down at Silver Beach, I mentioned Commissioner Scott and Corps of Engineers. You were mentioned.
Well, I don't know if that's such a good thing, because maybe they like me, maybe they don't, but they know me. They know me. I guess that's the issue. So,
well, maybe we'll find out.
Yeah, we will find out. Yep.
Mr. Chair, that's our report.
Any other questions for admin? Any commissioner reports? And before we get into that, I'm going to have to head out. So Ezra, you're in the batter circle and you're up.
All right.
Take care.
Any
Take care, sir.
commissioner reports?
Good holiday.
Commissioner Scott?
Yes.
Yeah, Commissioner Scott. I will defer to Commissioner Freeling if you want to comment. We had our Southwest Michigan Planning Commission meeting on Tuesday. It was a good meeting, had a lot of information. And then on Wednesday, we had our COVID meeting that we have routinely. Again, some good exchange of information. Everyone's staying up to date. Nikki's doing an excellent job of keeping us up to date and informed.
Yep.
That's all I have.
Commissioner Freeling, your name was mentioned.
We went about the business we do, and it went smoothly, but I appreciate the opportunity to give an update, but there was not much to be updated there.
Commissioner Freeling needs to work on her broadband access.
You know,
I realized that as I'm speaking, I'm like, I have an unstable connection, so
We could tell, but we're working on it, right?
another day.
There you
another
go.
day. That's another meeting, another report, which is, by the way, moving forward all the time.
Good.
Any other county commissioners have anything that they want to speak to us about?
I want to ask.
hello.
No, go ahead, Mr. Meeks, go ahead.
Well, Commissioner Meeks also attended the same meeting that Commissioner Kern and Commissioner Freeling had. And like you said, it wasn't very much we had to report. So, but you know, if Terry, if you hadn't had that little incident right there, I know she would have done a great report and not give me nothing to say. But saying that, Jim, you said a mouthful. And what you said was correct also. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Meeks. I appreciate that. Now you see why I defer a lot of the Southwest Michigan planning to Commissioner Freeling. She does an excellent job.
There you go.
Yeah. Mr. Scott, Commissioner
Yes.
Scott,
Yes, Commissioner.
it's another subject. I wrote myself this note. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I want to know about the redistricting, the people that they picked for the 13 state, that redistricting thing after the census. And does it cover, are they going to redistrict everything? The state, the county, the city, the township, and the villages? And then I wonder, will we lose a seat? How do we lose a seat? Does anyone know this answer to this?
I can answer. This is County Clerk Sharon Tyler. Only the redistricting group is only for state and federal seats. Until the census is completed, they will determine how many congressional seats, how many state rep seats. The county clerk will still control the county commissioner seats, and we have to stay tuned to when the census is complete, and it's determined by the population and how the splits work. I do not know the names at this time of who has been appointed.
Right. And that's interesting, because that's what I wondered, because I was there when we lost one. It became even, but that's worked out for 10 years. We haven't had anything major we couldn't do, because of our vote. So that's what I just wondered about that. Thank you so much for the information.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you for that information, Sharon. Are there any other county commissioners that have something they want to tell the rest of the board and the public?
Ezra?
Yes, sir. Commissioner Chickering.
I think it would be remiss to not congratulate Clerk Tyler on her election to head the state of Michigan's Clerks Association. That's a great honor for
Yes.
and for Bering County.
Yes, I agree. It really is very good. If we were there in person, we would all stand and clap. And I'm sure that all of us feel the same way. Thank you for that, Commissioner Chickering.
Yes.
Commissioner Scott, I'm not sure if you can see. I think Commissioner Allred has something to say.
Yes.
I'm glad you said something, Annette.
I forgot what it was.
Oh.
I didn't want to be rude and just jump in there, but we did have our 911 meeting yesterday for the first time in 6 months. I think February was our last meeting, and I was hoping to get some our minutes before our meeting today so I could give you some accurate figures, because I did take notes, but my grandson was helping me at the time. I do want to say that we're having trouble getting our fully staffed at the 911 center. They've got 3 people in training right now, but they still need 3 more, and they're having a hard trouble getting qualified people to get over there and get a job. So if you know anybody, the people they have are getting worn out because they're working a lot of hours, and they need people over there. So if you know anybody that's qualified looking for work, 911 center be a good place to start.
Dave?
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Scott, I have a question. Have they been able to pinpoint maybe why? Is it something we're doing or we're not doing, or is it a pay schedule possibly, or a benefit program, or is any of that in play, or is it just nobody's looking for a job?
Well, it's part of that. Yeah, I think the COVID thing, people not looking for a job, and then the people they're getting aren't really qualified, or find out after they get in and did a little training that they really don't want to do it. And so that's a little bit of it right now. So they're struggling like a lot of people are in the state. People don't want to go back to work sometimes, and I think we're running into some of that.
Yes, well, I will put the word out in my district down here of anybody that is possibly looking for a career change.
Great.
I'll put that out.
Next
Thank
week, I'll try and have more numbers because we did go over a lot of information yesterday regarding the grants and different things going on in the county, 911 wise, the tower and water bleed and things, but I want to give you accurate information and
Sure.
some things have slowed down, some things aren't moving at all, but other things that have to go forward. So
All right, thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? All right, seeing there's nobody else, let's move on to our administrator.
Members of the board, just real quickly, this is a reminder that there is a groundbreaking event today at 2 p.m. It is to celebrate the construction of the intersection improvement at Red Arrow Highway and Union Pier. That event will, again, it's at 2 p.m. and the location is Town Line Avenue at Greenwood Avenue. If any of you need help finding the location, please just contact me directly. Real quickly to the board, I've continued just trying to do a community outreach. This week I was able to meet with the supervisor of Orinoco Township, and then I also was able to connect with supervisors from Chickaming Township, New Buffalo Township, manager from Bridgman, and then staff from surrounding school districts, and then also staff from the Pokagon Fund. So just trying to get out there and figure out what some of the needs of the community are. With that said, Mr. Acting Chair, those are my comments.
All right, thank you. Any questions for our administrator?
I Commissioner Meeks, like to have a question about that, I guess, the open house. I read that we're supposed to send our RSSP, meaning that we're gonna attend by Tuesday. Is it too late to go, or do we?
No, sir.
Okay.
Commissioner Meeks, if you want to go, yep, I'll notify the road department that you'll be there.
I would like to go, thank you.
Yep.
That's good.
Yes. It's in my district, and I'd like to see as many county commissioners there as possible. Jason contacted me yesterday to kind of give me a brief overview of how it's going to go. We don't have to speak at this. It's going to be handled by Jason Latham, and Whiteman and Associates will speak, and then both Dave Bunte, Chickaming Township Supervisor, and Michelle Height, New Buffalo Township Supervisor, will speak. So it's nothing you have to be there to get up and say a speech about or anything. And I think it'll be a good time. Just show the people in South County that all the commissioners are supporting their project. So, all right. Any other questions for the administrator? Okay, we'll move on to the next agenda item, which is general public comments. And we'll give Annette some time to compile those and report on them.
Thank you. Brian, the road department already has the Meeks is coming, so you're good. You don't need to let them know. So we have 13 watching now, and I have asked about 4 times, and it looks like we do not have any public comments today.
Well, the host of multitudes that are watching, evidently
there's Tony.
Yeah, I mean, but there's 13, so.
I'm sorry, I do have one.
Okay.
Tony Benhart from Sodas Township. Just information, the roundabout at Crystal and Main Street is in progress with detours. At last, we will see the completion of a long-awaited project. So I will tell Tony thank you for his comments.
All right. Our next agenda item is other business. I don't have any other business. Any of the commissioners have anything that they would like to discuss under other business?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Right. So Annette has a big fancy box that we are hoping to open up in front of other commissioners.
Can we get a close-up?
So last year for our United Way campaign, we kicked it off in a board meeting and a committee of the whole. You guys got to hear some different stories about some of the different programs that United Way helps to fund. And so last year we actually had, I believe, much improved growth in our campaign. And so while they cannot have the award ceremony that they normally have because of COVID, they dropped this off this morning. And so Berrien County has the best campaign growth, County of Berrien, for achieving outstanding results with your workplace campaign. So we'll add that to our trophy cabinet that's in the building here. And just says that the Best Campaign Growth Award recognizes companies or organizations that demonstrate outstanding achievement in employee education, engagement, and involvement with United Way, resulting in a large increase in participation and dollars raised. Collectively, the winners in this category saw an average of 207% increase in dollars raised, an average of 82% increase in employee participation, and brought in 51 new donors and together added 6 new leadership givers. So, we have our award. Good job for everybody who participated.
That's great.
Yes, I'd
Thank
like
you,
to take
Annette.
this time and this opportunity to thank a person who I believe spearheaded this campaign. Annette, once again, could not have probably been done without you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay.
All right, if there's no other business, we'll go on to announcements and reminders. The administration committee will be meeting today at noon virtually. And there will be no meeting held on Thursday, September 3rd, 2020. Our next live meeting will be on Thursday, full board meeting will be Thursday, September 10th, 2020, at 10:30 a.m. The Administration Center, also via Zoom, YouTube. And if that's all the announcements, and I've forgotten something or somebody has another announcement, if nothing, we stand adjourned until September 10th.
Yay.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Goodbye. Thank you all.
Happy Labor Day.